Plus Ultra! Welcome, heroes. We just finished this week's episode of My Hero Academia.
Now, all of us are caught up on the manga, however, there will be no spoilers discussed here.
Subscribe and tune in each week for our reactions.
This week it was episode 68, The Gutsy Red Riot!
Woo! Best boy, finally! Oh my god.
Finally is the word, right? We get a spark of action here. They started with that great fight where we saw the special move from everybody.
We saw our girls kicking ass, taking action, taking name, and then we go into the meeting. He's like, okay, so what do you have for me? What do you want? What do I want? And then what's his name? He just comes in, plops his feet in.
Shigaraki, yeah.
Shigaraki just plops his feet in.
Hand over face over hand over face. Like,
he's like, I'm already really shy, but I just really want you to know I'm like extra shy here.
I mean, like, it's been in every episode, but this episode just really came out that he's just got permanent facepalm going on.
Oh, yeah, always. Yeah, he lives there, man. And that's he's like, oh, I'm even more hidden. They're hyping that up as much as they always do.
Well, it's really good because the dynamic is that Shigaraki has to be foiled by high schoolers, right? up to a point, right? Like, I mean, it's the Scooby Gang. It's like he can only be so scary because he has to fight like the protagonist who at a certain level and a certain like amount of levity. But when he gets to interact with another villain, he can just be nasty.
Exactly. He's just like, oh, another adult, finally.
Him using also, the idea of him using like human lives as like worth. He's like, if we don't get I love the word, if we don't get commission based off of like, you killed 1.5 of our people, so we need money for that. Like, human life is worth.
Yeah,
and you saw he wasted one of these like evil goons, no problem. When they invaded the sports stadium, nobody could really get him, fucking eviscerated.
Because the high schoolers, they needed to stay there.
So it's great to see that dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. And he's more interesting now, and that is again what makes this whole season more interesting as well, is because we've got the Yazuka boss, the young head, and he does not care about rules. He's like, I'm trying to overhaul. I'm trying to disrupt everything. And then we get to this finally we get a good example.
To the Fat Gum team.
Exactly. To the squad. And we get played out exactly what Overhaul's plan is, like, starting to happen.
Yeah,
it's the perfect incident to demonstrate absolutely what Overhaul is trying to do. And it's great because they didn't have to say it, right? And it turns into what I think one of my favorite moments in the manga, at least, and it's turned into one of my favorite moments in the anime.
Yeah, the explosion and the energy. I mean, the Red Riot scene is obviously what we're talking about. We're talking about Unbreakable, incredible, but like the reason this episode and this moment in this story is great. There's lots of reasons, but my top 3 are definitely when he's with the Fat Gun team. Kirishima's with the Fat Gun team. I remember when I was reading it, and even when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, they're not cutting to Deku? Like, it's like, oh, this is about him.
Oh, this is all about Red Riot.
And then you start to realize they're building his dynamic with Sun Eater. Like, no, he is very positive when he's very negative. And they gave them both a sensei. And I'm like, so this is honest character work for Kirishima, which is crazy. Like, he is, this is the first time they take one of the side characters.
He's not Shoto, he's not Bakugo, and he's getting his own little arc here.
Yeah, and then when he goes Unbreakable, oh my god, like, this has so many implications, You get a little excited with the drug, and like, oh, so people's quirks can get powered up, but only the villains are gonna use drugs, right? Don't do drugs.
Drugs are bad.
Exactly.
Don't do drugs, kids.
But then Red Riot's like, oh, well, I'll just do my, second layer here, and that is so cool because it really starts to click in your brain, right? Quirks evolve. Quirks change your appearance. Like, later on in Red Riot's career as a hero, he's gonna be in that Unbreakable form all the time.
Right.
Like, his eyes are always
wait till level 3. Wait till gear 3.
Yeah, exactly. So the stakes here, like, and it makes you think of like, oh, well, Deku's gonna be walking around thick as All Might all the time. Like, once he gets to that level, right? Yeah. It's this thing they do in X-Men, right? Like a secondary mutation, but it's such a great presence in a shonen type of manga because it's like next level.
Yeah. And it's such a great microcosm because they even have that scene where they go back and Red Riot's like, I can't explode out of my hands and turn that into flight, into offensive long range, into close range, into hand-to-hand combat. He's like, I can't affect the world outside of myself. Yep. And he gets a good pep talk from Bakugo, which shows their dynamic really well.
Best friends for life.
I love in the world of My Hero Academia, one of the most compelling things about this series is it finds these little moments of being a super. It's the same thing with Shinzo, the hypnosis guy, when they did his fight, and he was like, no, my quirk isn't a superhero quirk, and I have to make it work.
Right.
Kirishima has that same thing, and it makes the world so interesting and so deep. And Kirishima, typifies that for certain people in the class, but it also means that we think about what Frappi and what Uraraka are doing. You're like, no, these same things are going on for the other classmates. We just haven't gotten to explore them yet.
Yeah.
We're setting the groundwork.
It's beautiful.
I still just love Kirishima because we kind of see it with Deku where he's ready to go into action. Even after Sun Eater got shot, Kirishima's Lee's like, nope, I don't care who is behind me. I don't care what support I have. I'm going to catch this guy. And I'm like, Fat Gum was right. He's going to be a great hero.
Well,
my best boy. I'm so proud of him.
He's got the same momentum as Deku, but I love how they show his weakness where he's like, he even tells us, what am I, dumb? Like
they cut back to that flashback where he's just standing there in fright, and then who this mysterious woman is who just rushes into action. Who could she be?
Who could she be? Right?
We'll find out next episode.
Exactly, and it looks exciting. And I know I've been saying this a lot. Oh yeah, we're really building the world here. This is going to be a really exciting season, but. Honestly, this is the first and most honest example of the excitement this season has. We've got mini arcs from the side characters. We've got a very strong, dynamic, real plot that is affecting and involving real heroes, not just high schoolers.
Yeah.
And there's the team up coming.
Oh yeah, we got everybody coming. The unpleasant talk. What's gonna happen?
Stay tuned, guys. What do you think is gonna happen?
Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys next week.
眠れない闇